James.
VJ.
How far now, brother?
Man, good to see you.
What's good, man?
Not bad.
Hey.
Obi-Wan, man.
Obi. Kedu, my brother.
I know, Fuma.
Hey, Udo. Nice one. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, what's happening now?
Nothing much. Just reminiscing upon this International Men's Day. Man, I'm happy we have one at least in here.
You can imagine.
The women have everything. At least they give us one this year.
So I guess we should be grateful that we've been given a day from the 365 days.
Exactly. To celebrate more, you know. But it just keep bothering me for Men's Day. How celebrating men and boys, how we manage our mental health as men. I don't know if you have any idea, or are we having the same thoughts? Because I'm wondering, what are the common struggles? Mine and yours might be different, you know. Why are men often silent when they have pain? They're always quiet and always manning up.
I think we'll just start with the theme for this year's event, which is the celebrating men and boys, right? Men are seen in this part of our world, right, as that person that provides, the person that protects, the person that is always there, in terms of when you are down, nobody cares about you, right? It's just what you can do for the society, how you are able to show up and turn up, right? So with this theme, for me, I think it's a good one. In order to make men speak up more, celebrate your achievement as a man, right? Because I also feel that a lot of men don't celebrate. We don't celebrate ourselves, right? And we should celebrate ourselves more. That's what I think.
I agree with you. Celebrating ourselves more. But I'm wondering, is the reason why a lot of men are in the military, are in prison, is it because of our kind of lifestyle, how the culture, society have made us become, that you see a lot of men in the military or in the armed forces, a lot of men in prisons. What do you think about that?
Well, I think the cultural aspect actually affects that. And let's just put it to the point of where us guys, some of us, when probably at the tender age, there are some actually had that orderly role to play the father figure. You understand? Yeah. So let me just put it that way, that on that time of playing that father figure role, yes, basically let's just look at it that maybe you're an orphan or you have a sibling. Your mom's dead, your dad is dead, but you're now being the first to take responsibilities and all that. Let me just say, maybe during that period, it's the weight. Let me just say,
is from your angle, is the weight more on the male child or the female child in the same circumstance?
Well,
because if we weigh them, the outcomes are quite different.
Yeah, so basically as a proper African man, right, even when some other person would disagree with me, right, you are meant to be a provider. And for you to have the burden of becoming a provider, right, that, that responsibility has been saddled upon you to provide right from day one, right? So for me, I can even take a personal, example of myself from my own story, right? I grew up in the barracks, right? I'm from the, the in quotes discipline, environment where men or boys are said to be always on point. As a boy child, you must always be on point. In fact, there are some certain things my sisters would do and get away with it, but there are some certain things I would do as a boy child that won't get away with it, and that's it has always been, and it's still what we even still see, right? Even the pressure, right, that you get as a that is being put on you as a male child is something that we should also discuss, because this has also made men to be silent,
Yeah.
right? Because I also realized that the more we celebrate ourselves, the more we are able to talk about those things that we ordinarily will not talk about, the better the chances of even, addressing mental health as well.
So in celebrating ourselves, where does finance come in? Because I feel a lot of men will not speak out because of lack of finance. Even married men, if there's no cash flow, they just keep quiet.
So I tell this to a lot of my friends, right? As a man, just make sure you have a job. Just make sure you have a particular income like regardless, no matter how small it is, right? Just make sure you have something doing, because it's going to help you at the long run, right? You realize that there's nothing you want to do at home, right? If you're married, even when you are single, as a single guy, right? You tend to spend at every given time to be able to meet up your own personal needs, right? So it's very important you have, finance is very important in a man's life, which will help you. And the whole idea also comes to play when people start doing competition, which I feel is not too good in our society.
For men, right?
Yeah, for men
competing themselves.
Right. Yeah. So you find out that some persons will tell you that, oh, I'm better off than you, I have more money than you. I kill some certain male ego. Some persons will probably just want to stay indoors, because what if I go to a club and I see some of my mates popping champagne and the likes, and the kind of society that we find ourselves, women also tilt towards a man that can ball.
Exactly.
A man that can spend money.
So how do we as a guy, how do I cope in that kind of environment? How do my ego play in?
So the first thing I was taught as a young child, as a young boy, is contentment. Yeah. Yes. So for me, my dad has always, like I said, growing up in the military background and all that, we're taught contentment. Whatever you have should be enough for you. So that's why you even need to strive hard to even have something, right? So for me, no matter what you have, though I might, probably want to be like you in a way, but whatever I have will still be what I have, and that's what I project elsewhere. So when I go to the club, I don't look at you because you are balling. I'll look at you if I'm able to.
Reason why I came there. I came for a drink. I came for one catfish. I'm okay with that. But this generation, a lot of people are not contented. I don't know. Is it maybe because those that are born above the 90s are a little bit contented? Those that are born below the 90s, they are not contented. They are going way and beyond to get this financial satisfaction. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, so for me, I also, sorry to just cut you off. So for me, I think the society should also be blamed in projecting wealth or finance
as a man, justification that you're a man.
Yes, as something that you must have. Because the society has moved from the point where back in those days that when you spend a certain amount of money, your parents are calling you and asking you where you got that money from.
Exactly.
But now the society doesn't even want to know what you do to get that money.
Exactly.
All the society wants to know is that, oh, this person can ball. And you see a lot of our parents now, right? Because we find that even our parents now even encourage their kids to start engaging in some certain things, some certain illegal things, just to make money. So I feel it's a society that we should, the society should be more accountable, which also speaks to our parents to be more accountable and make sure that the
social media also influence in this thing.
Change the mind, a mind shifting from making money or finance the ultimate goal in life. Yeah.
Okay, so do you think if the society right now, I remember from 1980s to 1990s, our parents are very cautious, in whatever even the male child, the firstborn, you understand, what they really get into. You understand me? And right now, it's something, like your mom actually sees you and say, you are doing whatever, Maybe you're telling your mom that you're a tech guru.
Yeah.
You know, you are this, you are that, and you are providing that certain income, which they relax and say, my son is doing this. Way back before, as you said, when maybe you kind of like, you are independent, the boy is independent, goes out, comes in, brings in a certain money, and the mom will ask.
That's questions.
Exactly.
You feel me? But right now it's more in. I would say that should I say the Gen Z parents?
Social media
parents now.
We are now emulating the white Western culture.
Western culture.
Something like that.
You understand? So,
to one area I want to really dive in also, I see men are often silent.
Yeah.
To their pain, to their concern, to their challenges. Either mentally, emotionally, financially, they're always silent. Have you ever find that place that you are silent, and how did you come out from it?
So personally, I am a very outspoken person.
Okay.
Should we
ask him, are you a silent person? He's a silent person.
Actually, I am.
So why, what made you silent in some of your concerns that you can't speak out to a friend, a father, a brother, or a colleague? Kept you silent?
Okay, how will I put it now? Okay, for me, I'm a silent person, but to a level.
Is it healthy to be silent?
Well, it's not.
It's not, okay. Like if you understand that this is a problem, you have a direction to a solution.
Yeah.
So being silent is actually not healthy.
Yeah.
So Bolaji, you are a outspoken person. How can we help people like us that are silent to be outspoken?
So the first thing is that you should always engage yourself with people that can accommodate you.
Okay.
Because you find out over the years that even research has also stated this, that they'll tell you men don't cry.
Yeah.
Men are not allowed to cry. Men are not allowed to show emotion. Even while we're growing up,
yeah, exactly.
There are some certain times they will, you probably fight with your friends and all that, and you try to cry. Some person, your other friends will be laughing at you and say, weak guy, call you all sort of weaklings and the likes. But we should now try and move from that point where we have, we surround ourselves with people that can accommodate us, that can listen to us, right? Because I also realize that a lot of us don't move around with people that are actually our friends, right? If I were to be your friend, right, I should be able to listen to you at all times, right? And when you have people that can listen to you, accommodate you, you will be able to speak up, right? So for me, what I've done over the years is always to surround myself with people that I know that we are like minds, that I can quickly tell you whatever I need to tell you, and I'm so sure that you ain't going to, say whatever I've said to you in confidence to someone else, right? So it's also will help.
Okay, you spoke about friends.
Yeah.
So how do you filter friends? You say a lot of us do not have friends. How do you filter friends to know that this is what I'm going to tell this guy, and I'm sure that his advice actually makes sense? I've heard or seen a lot of streams online where someone is streaming that I want to commit suicide, and the friends and followers actually encourage him, go ahead. So how do you filter this friendship? So like, this guy is a true friend I can actually rely on, or is it by the what you see about this person?
So there's actually a definition for a friend, versus an acquaintance, right? And I think we often mix up these these terms as men.
As men, you just say boss alpha. That's how you say you are your friend.
Yeah. So for me, if I call you my friend, you're actually my friend. You are my friend in the sense that if I'm going wrong, you are calling me out.
I feel you.
A lot of people don't have someone that calls them out, and that is also a problem. Right? When you are surrounded with...
Can I just interject in that aspect? So there's an ego issue. Some men don't like why you would follow with other kinds of things.
And that's why...
ego.
So that's the
They
point.
don't listen to people.
That's where... If you are that kind of person that don't take advices or don't listen to the next person, you always have a problem. So be open to criticism, especially when it's constructive. Right?
Okay.
You are open to that. You listen to people talk. Be free for people to call you out. right? It's also important that people call you out when you are doing something that is not, right.
Exactly.
So for me, I have a very close friend that there's nothing that we don't tell ourselves, and he's also someone I can call out when he's doing something that is wrong, and he also can do the same thing to me. So that's that kind of a person. I'll definitely call my friend. But if I have my colleagues at work, acquaintance, I just we just share some certain things.
I believe there are some colleagues and acquaintance that you can see from them. Oh, I like how he behaves in this aspect. I think he has good knowledge about this thing. He can advise me.
Yeah, but of course, we can be close to our colleagues, and don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is that there are some certain persons that must have studied over the period of time and say, I know this person for a fact that this person. Okay, so there are some certain kind of person that if you give them an information, for instance, almost everybody in the office will get to know about it. And there are some certain persons that you tell some critical or sensitive things that you tell some person that definitely it's going to die there. So those are the kind of people you can actually relate to as a man, trying to come out from your shell.
I think to me is to relate with my colleagues to a certain extent, not to kind of expose everything, but to a close friend that right from, you understand, from your boyhood. I think that person should actually know certain things that your capabilities and what you can't handle. You understand that he could actually just let you know. Look, like for me, okay, I have a friend. His name is Obina. We are like twins.
Obina.
Yeah.
So when I'm coming and kind of like introducing to maybe some female friends that say, "Hi, my name is Obina. Meet my twin Obina." I'll be like, Obina. You understand? Okay, so from levels, we grew up from same streets, same secondary school.
Great.
Our parents, even when my dad died, and all that, he was supportive. You understand? So he knows my inside out. I know he knows my strength. I know his strength. You understand? My weakness and all.
Does it boil down to how he's being raised? Because since you said something that is very catchy, that he was supportive. Not a lot of people will be supportive like that.
Yeah.
So I feel maybe it's because of how he's been brought up, how his own dad has been supportive. So he's emulating. So it's a pointer that we as men now should start impacting the younger ones. This kind of habits be supportive.
Very correct.
To know how to filter your friends, take advice constructively. That's my own opinion from what you just said. But one area I wanted to dive in that people actually shy about, mostly men. There's one saying that went viral, the other room. Everyone was saying the other room. So men also have challenge in the other room.
Yeah.
If you mistakenly go to IG and just type something in the other room, the stream you see about the other room will be. So how do we help men having these challenges in the other room, either to approach the opposite sex, either to perform in the other room, any stigma around those things? How do you think we can help men?
Well,
so I feel that men are being stigmatized in this part of the world.
From women, right?
Yeah, even from co-men, even from ourselves, right? You find that over time, some certain type of men can easily, showcase their powerhouse.
Woo!
Why some certain kind of men,
if you go to a boarding school,
why some certain kind of men till they die, another man will never, So, but what we're also speaking to, right, is to encourage those people with not too, large a powerhouse, right, to understand that it is not by the size. Most times, it's also how
the amount of oil in
how good you can make use of it. Some certain persons with smaller size, right, can perform better even with the big size. So first off, as a man, you need to eat healthy. rest well.
Sleep well.
You know, so sleep, resting, and all that. You do that well, and exercise.
That's what I want to go into.
Once you do all those three, right, your level of performance in the other room will be top notch. It's something that we should also encourage our, you know, our men folks to, you know, to adopt. Yeah.
I've heard about Kegel exercise. It's very, very good for men. And I would advise, encourage all men to try and do it. If you go to the gym, it's not only about lifting. Those exercises that actually affect the muscles in that area. Try and work them out once in a while. You do that. It's very good. You talk about men seeing the other men's, you know, powerhouse. Do you think it will sound as if you're kind of, you know, Gabriella or something like that?
No, not really. So the point is, we all know ourselves. Whether you try to hide whatever you have or you expose it, you and I know that I'm not a Gabriel. You understand? And I'll never be a Gabriel. I am me, and I'm a performer. You know what I'm saying? So the point is, whatever I have might not be the biggest of it or the largest of it, but how well can I make use of it is what matters. So every guy out there that are finding it, that have a smaller powerhouse, right, should be very conscious of living healthy, exercise, and rest.
Rest well.
You will be able to, you know, perform even with your whatever you have.
Someone talk about a grower mash. A grower mash, that means no matter how small it is, it grows. When it's time to perform, it grows. So you can understand that, it might look small now, but when it's time for performance, there's this grower ability can grow. So that's when you have a grower mash. That's cool. One area I want to also just look at now, before we round up this conversation. I really appreciate you coming around.
No problem.
How because men actually, one of the things around men, two things I know about that men focus on, apart from alcohol or those things, is money and women. I want to focus on financial empowerment. You talk about having a regular paid job. What other things can men do that is legal in our society now that men can do on a daily to become financially independent? Because if you don't have money, ego go down, and it's like a gene in our body. It's natural phenomenon. Even though you are well paid to an extent, and you have a bill or a project beyond your income, it brings you down naturally. So how do men raise financial independence in this age and time to help them stay as men?
Well, if considering aside their work, let them not just have, just only one
stream of income.
Basically, have a side hustle, or what we call side work. Many of them investments. There are some apps that you could actually just, jiggle your peanuts into it, and in some few months it gets bigger. For me, I don't appreciate our men being idle. You understand?
True.
It's more of you have a responsibility. In fact, as you're a man, when you're from 20,
it's a cultural man.
You have a responsibility, whether you're married.
But men also tell you the soft life. You are giving that men must, at least I want men to make money.
What age does the soft life begin?
The very time you are born as a man is a soft life. That's my own opinion. So there's one lady I met, they say you make your money and spend your money. So as a man, if you have money you can spend, it refreshes you. You can you groom yourself very well, you can dress very well, you can eat well. Without money, you can't do that. So I don't want to say that, as a man, you must hustle. As a man, you must start to make money on a daily, regular paid, everyday income to take care of yourself, to help your mindset. That's what I'm looking at. You've shared your opinion. Bolaji, what do you think men can do?
Yeah, so I also agree with him for a man to have different stream of income, right? Because that will also help you, to meet up the daily need and also society or societal
Demand.
expectations,
Exactly.
you know, from a man. But what I will also say is that for the fact that the economy is not stable, right, doesn't mean that you have to start, you know, indulging in some illegal things just to say that, oh, I can't, you know, live on one
thing.
particular income, right? And like I said earlier, it's also good that you know, you are contented with whatever you have. So if I'm working one job, if I have a job, right, and I'm earning a certain amount of money, I'm supposed to live according to
The income,
you know, my income. Because over the time also, we've also seen men trying to be like some other person. But the funnest part is that you don't know what source of income the next man is having, right? Some persons might be doing something illegal. We both meet at the club, and you don't know what they're doing. We meet at the club. The person is probably, you know, using champagne to, you know, oble and all that. But me, I won't, because I know the kind of income I have or the kind of whatever that I have, right? I try as much as possible to limit, you know, my spending so that I'll be able to survive till the next month. You know.
In addition to what you just said, one thing I learned from some great men is about savings.
Yeah.
So if you make money on a daily and you don't save, you end up one day being bankrupt.
By this, I totally, I will, I have a kind of objection to that, in the sense that saving does not make you rich.
Yes.
That's the truth. So even when you save all your money, at the end of the bank, at the end of the day, rather, you are just saving that money for the bank to make use of the money. Why not invest?
That's what I'm saying. So,
right? So I
feel looking at a man like me now, I'm hearing 120,000, and my daily expenditure per month is close to maybe 100,000. I can't do any business from there. I can't make any investment from there after my daily expenditure. So if I save, let's say 10K for a year, I can now do an investment.
Very good.
So my point is, men should save from a very tender age. Cultivate the habit of savings so you can push a project, you can push an investment. Because the money will not just come, you cannot just wake up, luckily you can just get a good job that pays you good amount of money. But you know, from our struggles as young men, you can see it takes time. So if you have the habit of saving, with the little you've gathered in a month, in a year, you can now invest in something tangible, can give you good returns.
So I can agree with you. Where if your savings is, you know, is
targeted,
directed or, you know, towards investment, that's fine. That's fine. Yes, I agree with you.
But I appreciate your time, guys.
Yeah,
it's nice starting with you guys. For me, I've learned a lot, so I'm going to be a better man going forward.
Always, man.
Thanks,
nice
boss.
One.
Yeah, man.
Nice one.
Yeah, boss.
Good.
Obi, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, boss.
Hi, my name is Bolaji Ajibola. I'm an advocate of men's mental health. It is no longer an option to take care of yourself. It is now a requirement.
Hi, my name is Obinu Zogu, and I'm an advocate for men's mental health. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Are you a grower or a shower? Does it keep you up late at night? Tune into Hygeia to learn more. My name is James George, an advocate for men's mental health.